This is myAudioBits, the world of audiobook library.
This is myAudioBits, Tales from Bengal, a collection of short stories written by Sourish Roy, narrated by Shashi, Kiran, Mascot. Acknowledgements. And now, when I rise up to this endearing occasion of jotting down a few words of tribute to those who did all to encourage me leading up to this very moment of unprecedented bliss, I begin by remembering my ma, who gifted me with the privilege of her affection. I thank my Bunu and Bai for their unparalleled association and relentless support all through my life. But while my writing in English is concerned, how can I forget the persons who mattered the most when I started? Moni, my wife. It's she who regaled me into this world of fictionalized composition. Without her, my stories won't have been possible, as she is the one to approve whether they stand a chance to penetrate a reader's insight. Ribu, my son. He has just been the innocent query that always haunts me whenever I choose to sit right in front of my computer screen. Baba, what are you going to write today? I also remember my teachers who did their all to draw out my literary prospects, which otherwise would have remained untried, and all my friends and colleagues who always come forward with fresh ideas to ponder over. Even today, those friends of mine are working hard to discuss about my book with as many people as they can reach out to. Now, leaving the scores of my students out of this note of thanks would be utterly unpardonable. All along, as they have stood by me, this book of mine too has found supreme delight in their hearts. Finally, when I think of my debut in the ambit of fiction, I must have some words on Sri Suhail Mathur and his dedicated team of the book bakers, who combined into the conglomeration only which could take my unexpressed words into the white pages of a book which in the end needed the fondling of Sri Deepak Yadav and his Bigfoot publications. Absolution. Story 1. It could end in only one way now. Mohan could clearly sniff the air of baneful eventuality even before experiencing it. The world had come to a shattering halt. Nothing could soothe him anymore. Everything about him, being impoverished of lively traces, appeared blurred to his dull eyes. Friends, acquaintances, relatives, and all seemed mere prefunctionary elements in life, while he, having lost the zeal for mortal bonding, could no longer rationalize the purpose behind his existence. Vitality seemed hollow, and reason, ever so fortuitous in the face of the depthless charge of futility as ubiquitous vacuity, had ruined any possible hope for enlightenment. Even the archaic sky and its gauzy canopy of stars could not hold him back, nor could they provide him with the solace he had been hankering after for the last 3 days. With murmurs resonating his anxiety and splashes resembling the countless lashing upon his conscience, the river underneath no more seemed the ever-existent stream of easeful charm. Only, its allure sounded very much the same as it had been all along. Perhaps it was the only way towards exemption now left open. The incineration within could be extinguished if and only if he could liquidate himself 1,000 times and get dissolved in the vast unknown. What did he not do to evade the tides of humiliation? He tried intoxication by developing dipsomania, went into the blind murky alleys of opium and poppies, emptied the cellars of liquor, and yet, failing, tried strangulation of himself by consuming a substance bought from some haunt of the smugglers. But it all was futile. He wanted to run away from everyone else in the world. All he wanted was respite. But he could never get around the lewd words of insult of the harlot he visited for pleasure-seeking.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?